Here's a fun little challenge for you. Can you tell what you should do to make a team wipe here without spamming buttons blindly? Can you find a way to score in this position? How would you survive if you were here? Can't answer any of these? Don't worry, by the end of this video you will be able to answer everything like magic. In fact, even if you don't know what Brawl Stars is, you will still be able to answer literally everything you're asked. Do not trust me. Tips ranging from beyond noobs to something you've probably never even heard about. This video includes absolutely everything there is to learn about Feint. But before we start, I don't want anybody to be unnecessarily offended. Starting off extremely basic, this is his main attack. As everyone knows, his super has a 6-tile bounce radius which hits up to 4 people, his gadgets throw popcorns and stun enemies, and his star powers recharge super and offer a shield. But what setup should we use? Well, his roundhouse kick gadget is better, and for star powers it depends on the situation. If you want to chain supers, have fun, and destroy the enemies, choose fresh kicks. But if you want better survivability, take less damage and less risk, then choose fresh kicks, cause who the fuck is gonna deal damage to you if the enemies are already dead? But if you want to get out of dangerous situations alive without stressing too much, then choose fresh kicks, because if you have your super ready then you can run away anytime you want. Only use divine souls in situations shown on screen. Throw a shoe on the enemies before using your super. It's gonna charge your super back faster and help you chain supers where it normally wouldn't be possible. You can also use it to get enemies below your super damage. Have a look at this example. All because I threw a shoe, by the way. Don't throw it if the enemy is already below your super damage range. It's a waste of ammo, and you can kill the enemy and waste the super. Now we can actually start the video. In case if you think Feint is just no skill button spam, this video might completely change your mind. Enemies can make sudden unexpected moves and you only get a fraction of a second to react and rethink what to do. Your brain will slowly start losing its patience when it sees just how fast it has to think while making plays, like you're seeing on screen right now. But don't worry, this guide will teach you everything. More than what you were looking for. Attack transitions. Using your super or a gadget immediately after your attack will cancel the delay for your next attack, allowing you to attack faster and deal damage faster than what you were supposed to be doing. The slow ones here have a higher attack cooldown and they're completely unethical, so avoid doing them. If you combine all the fastest transitions, you get this combo. 11,000 damage and your opponent can't do shit about it. Here's a side-by-side comparison. The only problem here is that you won't have your super. If you're a fucking idiot, normally it will give you one hit, but if you use your attack from a distance and immediately use super, you're gonna get an extra hit, which means you will indeed have your super fully charged. Gadget. First thing you put inside your head, never use gadget after super, never use gadget before super, never use gadget on its own. Always use an attack before you use your gadget. You can stop incoming targets with it, but like I said, always use an attack before stunning an enemy for free extra damage. To make it easier, hold your attack towards the enemy and move in the opposite direction. This will buy you more time to react. To sharpen your reflex and master it, make a map like this and invite a friend, then use supers on each other from a specific tile range, and slowly close this gap as you get better. Some people struggle to save goal with this gadget, but it's really simple. Just walk into the enemy and stun him, but don't change direction. Just keep walking into him, you will steal the ball every time. If you have no ammo, then don't use the gadget immediately, use it when your ammo is at least 70% charged, so when you get the ammo back the enemy is stunned. In case if you don't have the gadget and the enemy is coming to kill you, just use the attack and super away. But if you don't have the super either, then what you're gonna have to do is pray to God to aim super. Aiming the super isn't complicated, but what happens after that is, when aiming the super, you have to always think about where you're going to end up. Like here I can't use super on this Feint thinking it's the easiest matchup, because I'm gonna bounce over to Shelly and get fucked. But if I use super on Shelly, then I'll go to Feint, which is a much better matchup. Basically using super on the hardest matchup is the safest option, and also you can waste their super or ammo. Also know that the angle at which you use your super can also tell where you're gonna go. You can also aim at the edge of a brawler to bounce on enemies that are 7 tiles apart instead of 6. Try to aim for a nearby pet to bounce to an enemy out of your range. And also that you don't end up bouncing to the pet instead and end up dying. I don't suggest it if there are multiple enemies though, because most of the times you will just die before you even hit all of them. Based on whatever the fuck we just saw, can you now tell where you're gonna end up? Dash. You can dash away from the enemies to safety. But we can do better than that. Remember what I said earlier? Always throw a shoe at enemies before using super. If you miss it's fine, but if you hit then you get free super charge. It's always worth trying, unless you really need to get the fuck out of there. If the enemy is at low HP you can either kill him with attack or super. This might look like the same thing, until I tell you where it actually makes a big difference. If you kill the enemy dies. But if you use the super to kill him, it will instantly recharge the super and you will bounce off to a nearby enemy. If you're at low health and ammo then just kill him with the attack and run away. But if you have enough health and ammo then you can chain supers further and kill more enemies. And if it's just one enemy then use the main attack. We're done with all the easy stuff. Now you need to get this inside your head before we check out the combos. These combos are only for one enemy at a time. In a real match you will need to use a different combo for each enemy depending on their HP. To do such shit in a real match, first you need to check all the enemy's HP and find out what combos can kill them. Here's a list of all the combos and damage points. Remember, if you mess up a single button here you're most likely gonna get cooked by the enemy. But the combos alone won't do much. You also need to make the best plays possible in any situation. For example, here you can use this combo to kill this Lily. But there's a better move which most people don't see. Why waste time on a gadget to kill Lily when you can just aim for the crow to bounce and kill both of them? You did it faster, you killed both of them instead of one, you saved the gadget, and you took less damage. Simply lovely. Can you tell what's the best play here? If you thought of this, then congratulations. You're wrong. Here's the actual best move. You see, the Chuck here has 9000 HP, which is slightly less than this combo, so throw a shoe at him to get him in the combo range and kill him. Once again, faster, saved gadget, took less damage, but it's also more difficult than the other way. There's multiple ways to kill the same enemies, and it's your job to find out which one is the best. There's one more way to kill these two. Comment it below, let's see who gets it right. Now let's check out some even more advanced plays. Here I can use super and score. But we can do better than that. This crow has no idea I'm here. I can kill him immediately and then score. But we can do better than that. Bring this Piper closer to the crow so that I can bounce to him and kill both of them and then score. Always remember, making cool plays is more fun than winning matches. Can you find the team wipe here? Yeah, me neither. Here you have to... Hold on a second guys, someone here thinks he's cool. Oh thanks BB. Yeah, look who's mad now. Absolute trash. What the fuck is he even doing? He did not watch my guide. Yeah, what was I saying? To be honest, just chain it once and spam supers. If all your enemies are below 9000 HP, you only really need to use that much skill against tanks or when super spam will not work. Like here for example. If you think learning all that was difficult, just wait till you see what's coming next. The damage values against every shield in the game. The shields and damage reduction mess up the combos, but if you learn the combos for it, then you can still chain supers properly. Don't worry, you don't have to learn everything. I'll make it easier for you. I've only put the important combos below since these shields only last for a short time and you're not really gonna be using any other combos on them. And I've also listed all the other brawlers with the same shield. You don't have to learn everything at once, but whenever you need to know that one specific information about Feint, this video likely has all the answers. How to aim super. Brainfuck edition. This isn't really necessary, but some people like it when I manually aim supers, so here's how I do it. It's all about knowing where you're gonna end up and what enemy to use super on. Like here I know I'll end up at Penny and recharge my super. And since I'm at Penny's location, this means that the Charlie will be on my right side. So I have to aim my second super somewhere in this area. Now I could also just use my super on this turret, but I'm not sure whether I'm gonna bounce to Charlie with that. If I use super on her, then I'm surely gonna bounce back and kill the Mortis. Then I can use another super to kill her and walk away with my super fully charged. Here the Sandy is the easiest one to bounce on, so I'll just aim at him and kill everyone. But to be honest, this can be extremely difficult and kinda unnecessary. I only use it because auto-aim is too slow. If I spam too fast, it's just gonna waste the super, so I have to manually aim to actually hit the enemies. But yeah, you can still make cool plays and wipe teams properly without learning this, that's all I'm gonna say. Here's a tier list of all the game modes for Feint. Pretty much all of these are matchup and map dependent anyways, so this list doesn't matter to be honest. You can just play him anywhere as long as there's open space and good matchups, but I'll guide you through them anyways. In Heist, just forget the safe exists and harass the enemies. And if the enemies are around the safe, then just aim supers at it, you're automatically gonna bounce to them. If you don't super at the safe, then you might actually end up hitting it and die. Hot Zone Bounty Wipeout, it's nothing special. Just kill and don't die, what the fuck else can you do really? In Knockout, try to get 1 or 2 good matchups alone, and when you see a chance, just destroy them. In Gem Grab, don't pick the gems unless your team is really dogshit. You're supposed to deal with the enemies and let your teammates have the gems. Only pick gems when you're either going to win after that or you're gonna lose if you don't pick them. I don't suggest you to dive into the enemies with gems. In Brawl Ball, try not to engage in fights if there's a ball nearby. In duels, just somehow get super and use whatever the fuck combo you need to kill the enemy. Here are 2 lists for the matchups for Feint, because the matchups can change depending on the map. And for the maps, he's usually much better at open maps than close ranged ones, so try to play him there. Alright guys, that's it for the video. I hope you...
What the fuck are you doing? You said you remaking the most detailed guide.
Sigma Cinnamon? The fuck do you mean? I didn't miss a single thing about Feint. This is a complete guide.
You didn't put tips and other stuff.
I'm too lazy to put all that.
Fuck of 10. I will cover them instead of you. Use manual and when many teams are together and try to hit the enemy. Don't use super on closer range brawlers at low HP. Use this combo to quickly kill the enemy without taking much damage, especially when low HP. And you are used to point away from the super. You can hit in super if you attack on perfect team. You can also kill him, but you will still get stunned for some reason. You can use super throw the Gadget and kill the enemy easily. If enemy is close, then always spam attack when about to score. You get free super charge and damage. You can kill the enemy to score, and also stun the enemy to score. Always look at the enemy fan if he has super, stun him to stop his team whip. Fan super cancels all knockbacks, so use super perfectly when enemy will knock back to cancel it and kill him. Use those attacks before using Gadget attack. If you Gadget later, then enemy will be stunned when he wants to attack. But if you Gadget first, then enemy will not be stunned later and can kill you. Keep thinking about all the ways you can kill the enemies and chain super, so you are always prepared to do it and make cool plays. Always count the enemy ammo before using your super. Fan is good in overtime, so always wait for enemy to respawn before scoring goal. You get closer to overtime and give them less time to make comeback. Always dash into a random direction when you win a match, because it looks cool. To win a 1v1 with Fan is simple. If you have a HP, just go on his face and hit. Then wait for him to give you damage gear so you can use the combo to kill him. If you have a low HP and super, then you can bat enemy Fan to use super so you kill him with Gadget. But if you don't have HP or super or Gadget, good luck amigo. To become fast at aiming and supers, use kill this army as fast as you can with manual aiming. You can also use bot matches to aim fast and chain supers, it's a good practice. Let's speedrun more teams because Sigma Cinnamon is not lazy like ours was. Like I said before, feel free to use Fan super when enemy has knockback because you don't get it. But if enemy has stun, good luck amigo. And also Ginny and Gray can pull Fan super, so be careful with them. Fan can hit enemy from wall if a teleport there, so super and gadgets don't work if you are wondering. Fan don't bounce on enemies inside a bush, but bounce if you hit the enemy in bush. Fan don't bounce on invisible enemy, but bounce on enemy if they suddenly appear. Bounce 2 times on the same enemy if they change forms and you get extra supercharge and damage. Fan super range is longer than game shows, so you can hit enemies out of range. Fan attack as best wall pick. You can hit enemy from the edge. If you auto-aim the attack, then it will not hit. One wall even better for the pick, you can dodge an attack easily if you don't use auto-aiming. You can kill hard counter easily with the pick and win. But some easy enemies can kill you easily around the wall. His pickaxe different from every angle. If you shooting above then it's big, but if you shooting down then it looks small. It's also big on the side used like mine. Use extra attacks on brawlers with healing, because normal combos don't work on them. You can hit 5 enemies with a super if you hit 2 people at the exactly same time. You can use a super at low ammo because fan super don't really stop his reload. Fan super dash with low HP on other brawler is always random and you should use to attack or stun attack to kill the enemy. Fan super dragon disappear after some distance. It's always like that and it's probably a bad. Fan is skividio hayo alfa rabo dumusa charofalo. Fan also magimun napolo domata saboro kotala 𝗙𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏
finally Sigma Cinnamon got hit by a car. My car. I was driving. Let's talk about Hypercharge. What the fuck do you even want me to talk about Hypercharge? It lets your super go through anything and drops some popcorns, but for some reason it doesn't let you bounce through them. The only good thing is that it has the same buff as damage gear, so combos will remain the same, but the main problem are the popcorns. These things have an area blast and damage the enemies, which means you can't use any combo. And also the number of popcorns isn't consistent either. Normally it drops 4, but it really just depends on how far your super travels. It also drops a popcorn for every enemy you hit with the super. Also, if the Hypercharge ends mid-super, it will stop dropping popcorns, but you still get the damage buff. And another problem is when you use this near walls, you will just get pushed away, which will make you vulnerable and unable to attack for a short time, and it can also push you away in a worse place, like the opposite side of the wall or something. So what the hell do we do then? Bro, 3,400 super damage, 3,000 main attack, and another thousands from popcorn damage. With damage gear it's even higher. Just spam supers and you're more likely to wipe the enemy team than not wiping it. This can be very useful when enemies are too close to each other or they're tanks. But I don't think spamming supers blindly is fun, so I just don't use it, or only use it when we really need to win the match. Alright, we've covered everything possible, from all the tips to useless information which nobody literally asked for. Now let me ruin this entire guide for you. First of all, whatever the hell you just saw looks only easy in this video, because in real matches I'm not gonna be there to guide you on what to do, and you're only gonna have a fraction of a second to make and change decisions. And you need to be really fast while making such plays. Remember, you need to deal the entire team's HP worth of damage before the entire team of 3 people does your HP worth of damage. And on top of that, you have to attack in perfect sequence. Even if you press one wrong button, you're gonna get cooked. Even if it's just auto-aim spams, it still requires skill. In case if you think your teammates can help you out, congratulations, you're the most wrong person of all time. They make it even worse. Many times they're just going to kill the enemy you super it. Not only will you waste the super, but you might also get in a horrible position and die. Even if they don't kill, they can still damage the enemies. Like if I go for a team wipe, I know what combos I should use. But if my teammates attack, then it's gonna change enemies' HP, and now I have no idea what the fuck to do. But that's only if the enemies give you a chance to go for a team wipe. Most of the time they're either gonna stay away from each other to prevent you from attacking, or they're gonna be packed with ammo, health, hypercharge shit to absolutely destroy you. Enemies not grouping up is a problem. But enemies grouping up is also a problem, because now there's no way I'm gonna be able to hit the right target and chain supers. The only thing you can really do here is use the hypercharge and spam the fuck out of your screen. But let's say your teammates are dead. The enemies are not too close or too far away from each other. Now you might be the one who screws up, because it's not really that easy to actually execute what you plan to do. But let's suppose you don't screw up. Now the chances are enemies won't screw up either. Like here, this is what I plan to do. And this is what actually happened. And there's more problems. Enemies can either completely dodge your super or just push you away and kill you. Enemies can also just stay near walls to counter your super easily. Auto-aim is not always gonna hit. If you spam it too fast, then it's just gonna aim at the already dead enemy and you're gonna fly away in that direction. Also, it can sometimes target an unexpected enemy which you didn't even want to attack. Shields or damage reduction can mess with your brain. Even though I've already showed you the combos for it, it's still a headache. Sometimes you don't bounce to the enemies you wanted to, and now you're probably in danger. But sometimes you bounce when you didn't want it to happen and you just look stupid. You need really good ping to be fast. If you have delay, then you're better off not even trying to go for a team wipe. This is the only reason why I always drop my Feint to below 900 trophies. Because after that range, every match I play I'm gonna be having people from another planet in my match and I'm gonna always have delay. Great! Our team has a delayed Fang, a useless Griff and a statue of 𝗙𝗓𝗏. Did I mention I have hard counters as well? How am I supposed to play in this? Do not ask me what the fuck just happened. You literally cannot play this brawler in bad ping. Did you see how slow was that? That's literally slower than my upload speed. What the hell? Bro, what is my team even doing? They don't even have delay. They should be carrying. Yeah, these guys were probably playing with one hand. I have no other explanation. Being too fast is also a problem, because if you make moves too soon you're actually not even gonna do anything. Lastly, here are some things you shouldn't do. Don't attack the enemy if you don't have enough ammo or HP for the combo. Don't use divine souls. Don't auto aim near walls. Don't blindly spam supers. Always use the combos to chain them. And with that we have completed the Fang guide. Now I have a bad news and a good news on this video. Bad news, I can't cover any more tips. Good news, there's nothing left to cover. Thank you so much for sticking till the end. See you next time.